Well, welcome everyone to Cab Crew Wednesday. This is Tom, your host, and let's see. I'd like to say hello to everybody's here so far. Sladen, the firefighter, John, Rick, Artie, Dwight Curley, how you doing? Stormy Rail, how you doing? Hey Wigwag, how you doing? Let's see, Nissy, how you doing? Let's see who else is in here. DS Media Production. Hello, how you doing? Hey, Vinny's in the house. How you doing, Vinny? All right, that's everybody, I believe. I got someone down in the basement waiting to come up, and wanted to say hello to everybody, and hope everybody's doing well. The weather's been fluctuating up and down here in New Jersey. Today it snowed a little bit, then it started raining again. It's a little bit cold. It's 36 degrees right now here in New Jersey. But we had 65-degree weather last week, and now we're back in the 30s. So I've been doing a lot of 3D printing lately. Also, I've been troubleshooting a JMRI issue with the JMRI developer, and waiting to hear back from him on that little thing. And I've been 3D printing a lot of rolling stock. I 3D printed a hit the escape here, a gondola car. It's the inside, that's the side. What I got to do is cut out this area here for the coupler to go through, and then I got to put wheels on it and then paint it. But that's one coupler car I 3D printed. I have another one on the layout. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll move the camera down there so you can see them. And then also I 3D printed these well cars, and these are 73 footers. And what I had to do on my printer, I printed them this way, and so I was able to get 12 or 8 of these printed at the same time. So I got 8 of these, and I'm in the process of putting them together. I glued on the coupler boxes last night, and I got some more details to print, like here, a steering wheel goes, and then in between these two little pointy things, there's a tube that goes in between there. And I 3D printed the trucks for them, and the hole in the truck, I made it too big because I'm using these number 2 56 threads per inch, and these are 5/8 inch long. And so what I had to do was I 3D printed 2 different size washers. All they are is circles, and then you cut out the hole. It's pretty easy. And These are real small. I don't know if you'll be able to see them on my finger, but they're real small. And what they do is they hold the screw from going through the hole. And they're just plastic. And then I got a metal washer, if I can pick it up, a little metal washer. This goes on top of the truck. So when the screw comes through, well, I can't, it's just too many little things in one hand. But when the screw comes through, then this flat washer will go up against the bottom of the well car. And then that'll allow the truck to move from side to side. Because when I was putting them on, it was buttoned up against the plastic and it was hard to move. So those are the things that I'm working on. And what I'm going to do is before I paint them and get them all dressed up, I'm going to get them all with the wheels on them and everything, and then put them on a layout and have the train pull them around. And then I use these tire weights to hold the cars down. Just throw that inside there, and then that'll weight down the car because these are awful light. And when they go around the curves, they'll probably just fall off like the other well cars did, and they were metal ones. So I bought this kit yesterday from Amazon. It's a 256 screw set, and they're all number 2, number 56, and in different lengths. You got 5/8, you got half, you got quarter, 3/8, 5/16, a quarter, 5/32, 7/8, 1 inch, and then a bunch of nuts. So I bought this because I wasn't sure of what's the length I needed to go through, to get through here and get it up to go, and then put a nut on the other side of it. So I put it through this little hole. I get it in there. Hard to see it, so they're so small. Well, anyway, I know what the problem is. There's some glue on that. You go up through there, and then what I do is I put a nut on the top of it. That's a 256 nut. So when you're working with all this stuff, it's tough. Hey, Serena, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Model Train Alfonsiano. Chris, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Mystic, welcome. Glad to see you all come in. Daryl is working, and he don't know if he's going to make the stream tonight. And Plumber is not feeling well, so he's not sure if he's going to come in or not tonight. So if they pop in, we'll say hello to everybody, and hope he feels much better, and we'll see. So I got Artie down the bottom here. I'm going to bring him up now. Good evening, Artie. How you doing?
Good afternoon, people. How are we all? What's this good evening business? It's daytime. It's daylight.
No, it's evening here. It's 8 p.m. It's the 8 p.m. evening here. Yeah.
The joys of global internet and all the different time zones, and we never know. G'day, Rick. G'day, Mystic, Stormy, Wigwag, Vinny, Chris, Serena, and
Ron Moen's in here. Hi, Ron.
How are you, buddy?
Yeah.
I missed it. I'm going to be a little bit jumpy for the next hour or so. G'day, Lee. Hi, how are you? I am keeping an ear out for the postman. I need to put a doorbell at the front of my door. I tell you that. I tell you what. Because he knocks very faintly and he runs. I've got a parcel coming, and it's got my 4 new engines in it.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for it for a while, but I've really been hoping it was going to come here about a month ago, but it's finally arrived. So I've got the notification it's coming today, so he's due to come around in the next hour. But I wish he'd hurry up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I just ordered a couple things from Amazon. I needed more resin. I was almost out of it. So I ordered some today. It'll be here tomorrow. And then I ordered more screws for my well cars here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these ones here, the 5/8 inch ones, are the ones I needed. But you only get 20 in that kit I got. So it's I got 8 cars, so I need a lot more than the 20. So it's
Well, I've been looking at some of these kits and whatnot. I've got some screws here.
yeah.
I'm just going to go up to my screw and fastener guy on the other side of the hill here.
Yeah, the number 256 is a good one for HO scale, and they help you put everything together with them. And
yeah, well, I get a box of them, and it's probably about the size of a cigarette packet.
Yeah,
like a cigarette packet like this.
right.
I get a packet of them for roughly about $4.50 Australian.
Yeah,
Pack of screws, which is not a bad deal. And as I said, he's on the other side of the hill. But
right.
the other thing I need to get off him, and he's really, really good. I've got these overhead stanchions for my electric trains, and the head of the nut is really, really small.
Right.
I'm hoping he's going to have something with the same thread, same size hole, but a bigger nut, so he can grab onto onto the little tiny things.
Yeah, but this is what I do. I use these tweezers to get to them. You know.
Yeah, but it's a little bit hard when you haven't got much room underneath the layout.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get up, and it's like you're already messed up and having it in an awkward spot, and you're trying to get it up there because you got the washer.
Right.
And nothing worse when you got your bad hands,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not going. I mean, I've already lost four of the nuts.
Yeah.
But they're really, really small.
Right.
G'day, Pappy. How are you, buddy?
And then
And
Lehigh River just came in too. How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
because I'll show you what I'm doing. Got
race fans in here too. Nice, welcome. And let's see who else. Oh, and try Googling's in here too.
So they're metal stanchions, and they got a screw in on the bottom.
Right.
So you can actually put them into place. And if you knock them, it's very hard to bend them. It's not like the plastic ones.
Right.
Where they'll break, and then you're like, oh, now I've got to get another replacement or whatnot. But they're hardy, and I'm gonna, now that I've got the 3D printer, I think I'm gonna have to print them up because I cannot get enough of these.
Yeah.
To do the layout, because I've been umming and ahhing and everything else. Should I put these up on my layout or not? And I've just bit the bullet, and I'm going to do it.
All right.
I'll get some more of these. G'day, Dave. How are you? I'm going to get some more of the metal ones.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Because with the metal one, because with these you need to have tension on them.
Right.
And with the plastic ones, they flex too much. So what I'm going to do is every fourth one, I'm going to put a metal one just so you don't get that flex
right
in the plastic.
Yeah.
But my 3D printer is acting up, so I've got to get in touch with the manufacturer.
Hey, DB Tech's here. How you doing?
G'day, DB Tech. How are you? Caroline Foothills. How are you? I need the thermo sensor that's in the actual nozzle.
Yeah.
Is playing up.
Yeah. I don't know much about filament printers, but
yeah.
My my 3D printer has a Wi-Fi problem. And when I first got it, I had it on the Wi-Fi here. Then my Wi-Fi went berserk, and I bought new equipment, and I had to change I made the SSID and the password the same, but all my devices had to reconnect.
Yeah.
And then this guy here, the printer, wouldn't reconnect. So I have an open case with AnyCubic right now, and they're trying to figure out what's going on the Wi-Fi. So he said, "Oh, here's the link for the download for the firmware. Reapply the firmware and see if that helps." Well, he never put the link in the email, so I had to send them back an email. And they're 12 hours difference in time, so it's like daytime is they're sleeping, I'm awake, they're awake, I'm sleeping, type of thing. So,
G'day, Ron. Well, that's a hard thing, especially when you're dealing with an international company or
yeah,
dealing internationally. Like with me, like I've been getting a lot of sleepless nights for a while, mainly because I'm trying to sort out that other issue.
right.
And of course,
Hey, John Benicki, how you doing?
the people I need to talk to are in the US, and the only time I can talk to them is like 1-2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well, their email, they say, sorry, because of the time difference. He says, sorry for the delay, so they're real nice people, but
yeah, because before I can do any business in the US, and like some of you guys are aware, I got business over in the US. I've got to be up about 11-12 o'clock at night to deal with it, and it makes it a very, very long day, and you get a very sleepless weeks and whatnot. It throws your sleep pattern out. G'day, Jerry. How are you?
hey, Boxcar Jerry, how you doing?
Let me just have a look. Okay. No, shit fine. Yeah, so Possum Bayou, how are you?
Hey, Possum Bio, how you doing?
But Europe's worse to deal with. Europe time wise for me, it's a lot worse.
Yeah,
Depending on what part, Eastern Europe not so bad, but when you've got to start dealing with the UK, yeah, again, it's the middle of the night when you can do business. Thankfully, I'm not in the logistics anymore. I don't have my own logistics business anymore.
right.
But I tell you what, I have so many sleepless nights and whatnot because I'm making sure that the freight's going to get across. I've got to get all the details. And a lot of times, yes, you can go ping pong with the emails.
Right. Well, back in the day, I used to work for a software company, and our headquarters was in England, and we used to bounce back and forth with faxes because we didn't have email back then. And faxes, and then every year, as a joke, I would send them I would send them a fax. Happy Thanksgiving.
But it was such amazing. Like my stepsister in Boston.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
G'day, Anthony. Yeah, mate. They were fantastic. Like when he came down to my my birthday, even though you guys are a day behind,
Right.
they were always the first ones to wish me happy birthday. And I mean, they beat all my family members over here.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, it made me feel good. But the thing is, when it's their birthday, I usually wish them a happy birthday, basically from the future.
Right.
Right. Say, for example, your date will be, say, the 24th. But I'll be wishing you on the 24th, all right, but you'll be on the 23rd over there. So I'm always the first one there as well. So,
You're right.
Yeah. So with the 3D printer died down, I'm actually glad that he did to a degree. I caught up with a lot of things that I had to do. I got the schematics and the wiring diagram of the layout, and I worked out all the blocks, where the blocks are going to be, and
Right.
turnout numbers and whatnot. So I can go ahead now and get the turnouts ready.
So you're going to put BD20s in there, right?
I'm using BD20s.
So how are you going to know when? What are you going to use to see what's in that section of track then?
Okay, what I'm using is I'm using the AIUO ones.
Yeah, right. But
Use to go to the computer system.
right.
But I am also using. Let me show you.
Hey, Carolina, how you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm using one of these to 5 volts.
Yeah. I understand.
Right.
Yeah,
So if I don't have a computer, the block detection will still show up. There's a train in that on that track.
yeah. But
Yeah.
how you gonna know that? See, I use JMRI, and JMRI shows the track on the layout. And when the BD20s get sensed, the track turns to red, and I know the train is in that section by looking at my JMRI panel.
Me using this system here, using this, you
Well,
don't need to.
I have power to my I don't remember how I powered up my AIUO ones. I forget how I did that, but I don't think I used regular power.
Yeah, but using this system here, you don't need an AIU.
Uh-huh.
One, you don't need it because all you need to do is you use your powering on one, and I think it was on 3 or 4. You had to put the positive on. You put the negative on the board itself.
Right. Yeah. There's only 4 ports on the board.
Yeah,
Two of them are for the
you only use 3.
sensor.
When you use this, you only need to use 3.
Right.
Right, and it works because in that back, oh, I can't see my junk's in the way. But the panel that's over there
Mm-hmm.
on that section there.
Right.
Okay, it's hooked up to AIUO1, but if it doesn't work or my computer's down, I can still see it with this.
Right.
Eventually, it'll be on everything. So, no, so even if it doesn't, yeah, well, pretty much. I've got 2 systems running on my layout. I've got the computer setup. I'm using train automation program from Germany,
Right.
and I'm also doing a manual setup. The old-fashioned electrical current system, as most of us know. When I first done this bottom section on one of the automation, my laptop failed because I specifically bought a laptop
Mm-hmm.
to do computer automation, but it failed on me. So what do? I was
Right.
still able to do my turnouts manually. I can still have the block detection on these. I'm not on a panel yet. The panel is somewhere in the mess here.
Right.
That will be the last one finished because everything that you see down here will be on the main panel, which will be in front of me, and I can see where every single train is
Yeah.
without needing a computer.
Well, there's 4 ways I can change my turnout. One, from the power cab by just entering the address. 2, on the power cab by a macro.
Yeah.
I wrote a macro that will change a couple turnouts at the same time and stuff like that. And 3, by the push buttons I have on my layout. And 4, on JMRI panel. I can just click on that and it'll change the orientation of the turnout there. So I have 4 ways. So if one's not working, I got 3 other ways to do it. If 2's not working, 2 ways.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Like I got my little temporary panel here for this yard here.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I can run it manually. Okay, it's not turned on at the moment. But I've got my macros in some of these buttons, like the red ones.
Right.
And then the black ones, they're individual turnouts.
Right.
Right. If I run it in DC mode, right, that will still work.
Right.
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 With DCC, yes, I can put the address in the command station.
Right.
So everything's there, and I can actually individually. I've got toggle switches here, like for me program track. There is another one here, manual, that I've got a turnout that I've got a manual switch,
Right.
which is like an interlocking. But this will be on, as I said, on the big main panel that I already have started.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
this is
Like
yeah.
even my Taurus machines, they're hooked up to the NCE switch 8s. Right. And
Yeah.
I have that in DC mode, not in DCC mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if there's a short on the track and it's still DC mode, I can then still from my command station change that turnout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I do that. But then you need AC power to control the switch 8. So I have that plugged into an adapter and then wired
Yeah.
it up.
I haven't finished that setup yet. I have trialed it on here where I've used the same size, that same type of adapter, and put in a plug.
Mm-hmm.
It will be put onto a switch where I can alternate between particular, because I will be setting this up to run DC as well.
Right.
So I can switch the way everything operates, because apparently the switch 8 will work on its own without the command control.
Right.
So that comes into the advantage of running basically manually.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah, but I never had to use it. I tested it though, but I don't have to use. I never had to use it because my trains, if you run your trains in two different directions, that's when you're going to go across the turnout the wrong way, maybe. Right? Mine always run in the same direction, and all my buttons on my button boards here for the turnouts have a red and green light, and if they're not all green, then I would stop my train because they're not, so it's just different ways of doing things and stuff like that. So, but
Anthony, you just got to learn. You just got to learn the native English tongue, and you can understand then. Or am I talking too fast? Yeah. I mean, it's always good to have a backup. I mean,
right. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
You and look, with people viewing us, don't get us wrong. I mean, you can just run your layout with 2 wires, particularly on DC, or DC or DCC.
Right.
But like Thomas and myself, I don't know. Actually, I don't know about Thomas, but I know myself. I like playing with electronics. I love playing with electrics. Mm-hmm. My goal to do my layout is I want to do a panel the way the signal boxes in our area at the time when I was allowed to go in there, how they looked like and how they worked. That's what I want to replicate.
Right. Yeah. I just designed my own panels, I just made them, make them to fit in the area, and, I drew a little track on it just so you could see that that's going in that direction and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal. But
well, here's one that I've done for
like on the BD20s, the other two terminals on there you can hook up an LED and it would shine in when it was active or not. But I said, I don't need that because I have JMRI that tells me if it's active or not. And I got a backup of my whole configuration on my desktop computer. So if I lose both computers at the same time, oh well.
Well, I'll just go by experience. Like this panel here that I've done for our mate Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got some lights here, but they ain't directional.
Right. Yeah.
But it's set up in such a way because I know when I get up to Dave's place, we're still going to have facilities to put track indication on here, occupied occupation
Right.
on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Like what mine's got. I mean, mine's are pretty same, but I got okay. I used bigger LED on my main, and I also got LEDs at the turnout, so I can actually have a look. When I look at the panel, I know exactly where the train is sitting.
Right.
I'll also have, because there are going to be some spots here where I won't be able to see the turnout clearly, because you experience that on your layout, having multiple layers.
Right.
My stuff's going to be hidden behind buildings and scenery.
Right.
Now, when you have a train and when you're doing switching, you won't know if that train's cleared that turnout or not. So I'm going to have, if I can get them, eventually all the turnouts will have track detection on it too, and they'll light up on the board.
Yeah. I use signals on my end. I have dwarf lights. Dwarf
Yeah,
signals, and that tells me which direction the turnout is. I can see them easier than I can see the
yeah.
orientation on the train or on the
You know,
track.
FL. But the thing is, you don't know whether that engine, that locomotive or car has cleared that turnout
Mm-hmm.
until you change it.
Right.
Even though you had the signal, the engine may be sitting, or the car might be sitting on the point,
Right.
and you flick it.
Right.
You got room in your layout to go around and fix up the derailment.
Right.
The way I got to look at it, I'm going to have limited access. If a train derails at the wrong spot, it's going to be hard to get to.
Right. You need it.
G'day, Derek. How are you?
What you need to do is put a camera there. That way you can
Well, I'm
see it.
going to do that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Still,
And FL
modern
Railroad,
technology,
how you
it
doing?
will fail.
Yeah.
Modern technology will fail. As we see, I'm still waiting since March last year to get my visa waiver to get United States, all because of electronic failure in the US.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. It's different. It takes time to get what you want done and stuff like that. So.
yeah. The longest thing that's going to take with me is that I am actually bringing all the components into the one area, which would be up here next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Right.
show it over here. Excuse the glare. It is daytime here, by the way. See, it's got sun coming peering out through the window.
Yeah.
But up in this section here, basically from here that way, I'm having all my components coming out up here.
Right.
Like the BD20 is my signal decoders and everything else. Yes, it's going to be a lot of wiring, but it's coming out to here.
Right.
Because if something fails in the component, I've got easy access to it here. I won't have to climb under it. Because I'm only going to have 1.5 feet between the layout. And with my pregnancy status at the moment, there's no way I can slide down beside it and get to
Well,
it.
see, on my layout, the first level is almost 3 feet off the floor. So that's easy to get underneath there, lay down, and reach up and do things. Second level is about 1.5 feet off of the first level, and I can get my head underneath there and do things like this. Third level, I can stand here and do a lot of the stuff, except for when I get to the back end of it, because I got a 3 foot wide board in front of me. So I can't reach to the back end, but I can get behind there and reach to areas. I can crawl underneath and come up behind it. It doesn't look like I can because of the way the backdrops are, but I can get back behind there. And then I have my creeper that I can do by getting on top of it and then getting underneath and getting up and under if I have to. So I got different ways of getting to these things. So But yeah,
Yeah. What's that? What's Leo, mate? I have no. I haven't. Oh, different Anthony. Well, okay. Um, yeah. Well, so you got the room and you got the space, and another thing you got advantage of is you own your house. I'm
right,
in a rental property, so I got to be very careful how I do it.
right. Yeah, you
And
got a different situation because you
I've
rent.
got a different situation, and plus,
Right,
when I bring the cabling across, it's not just bring the cable straight through. In here, I've got a joint, so
hmm
I've got to do a plug because I want to keep this. I want to keep this layout for when I move.
right,
So as I'm bringing the cable through, I've got to put plugs in it.
right,
So all I do is simply unplug it, pull it out, and go.
right. Hey, Derek
Um,
Alexander, how you doing?
hey, Alexander. Um, and I haven't got that much room as what you have here. I mean, I've only got 11 feet that way to play with, and nine and a half feet this way.
Have you ever thought about putting like a PVC pipe down along the side of there, and you can run your cables inside that?
Yeah, I have.
Hey,
I
Jim DeBusco, how you doing?
does Artie's jaw ever get tired? Right, I'm not shutting up. See you guys. See ya. Bye. Just kidding. Um, he is actually my landlord because he's an electrician.
Right,
He's actually showed me these conduits,
right.
specific conduits. G'day, Jim. How are you, buddy? Which will actually work out pretty good on here, and um, I'm going to adopt it. It'll make the wiring quite quite neat and everything else. I love you too, mate. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing all that crap for you. Um,
Because what you could do is put the wire in the tubing first and have it come out each end, and then just put that up there, and then you can fan out to your different devices.
um, the system that he's shown me is actually better than that.
hmm Does it
Um,
open up? Does it open?
it opens up,
Yeah.
and at the ends and along the conduit, it's got open spacings where the wiring can come
Right.
out.
That
So
must be
it's
square. It's square then. It's a square piece, right?
it's a square tubing, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Um, but the way I'm doing my tortoise motors and everything else, I'm going to be using, if some of the people that followed me previously, I'm doing a harness and the plug system
hmm
of my own. And um, I can put my turnout motors now, like my project now, waiting for my mate Richard to come around and give me a hand to remove that portion there out.
Right.
Take it outside, drill the holes in because I don't want to make a mess down the bottom. Drill
Right.
the holes out, put the turnout motor in, um, and then it's ready
hmm
as such. When I finish with the plugs for the turnouts, all I've got to do is just plug it in, and it's working.
Right.
Okay, I can start on that side. I can get it everything ready for when I do this end.
Right.
This end's got to be removed, and the roundhouse to be done up and then put back in again. And then all it is just simply plugging it and it's running.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. There's different ways of doing it, and some makes it easy, some makes it hard. All depends.
well, that's true, but I have to do this section first because once I'll get I'm just going to do the wiring on it
hmm
pretty much and lay the track, and that's it.
Right.
From here, then I'll start on the main section.
Right.
All I'm going to do to get myself going and happy and keep some viewers happy as well, I'm going to get trains running.
Right.
Scenery can come at times. Scenery is a gradual project.
Right.
Um, the longest part is doing the I hate doing timber work. That is my.
Uh,
I hate doing bench work.
Oh, I love doing bench work. It's
That's my
fun.
biggest. G'day, Bernard. About bloody time you turned up.
Hey,
I'm sending
Bernard,
you
how
a
you
late.
doing?
I'm sending you a late note. There's a late note bill. I hate doing timber work.
Yeah,
Track laying, no, I don't mind it. Scenery is my favourite.
yeah.
Wiring, I messed up a bit too much wires down there. But hey,
Hey,
when the
what,
brain's not functioning, we all make mistakes.
what's underneath first level? Nobody sees.
Only the rabbit
Yeah,
or a cat.
yeah.
Some people's mad gate. Um, yeah, I still haven't heard the mongrel. But it
Yeah,
looks like my parcel guy, the guy that delivers my parcels, looks like he's moving down at the third house down.
right,
So he's got no excuse of being late anymore and not delivering my parcels.
right. I can hear my postman coming too. I can hear the truck, because my office sits on the street side of the house, and I can hear him coming, so I know when he's coming.
I'll be back in a minute. I think that might be him now. Hang
Okay,
on.
all right. We'll see you in a minute. So let's see. Anybody out there? Okay, I got something for all you people out in the chat right now. When was the last time, see if you can beat my record. When was the last time you threw up? There's some virus, I can't remember the name of it, going around now, and people are throwing up all over the place. So when was the last time you threw up? Hello, mom and son. How you doing? Nice to being in here. Appreciate it. Hey, Ray Bertelson. How you doing? Rayson VR. I haven't said hello to you. How you doing? 6 months ago. Okay, last time I threw up was in 1976. That was my bachelor party. I got so much to drink, and that's what I threw up. Ever since then, haven't thrown up since. Artie must be giving the postman an earful. Well, Artie's away. Let me see if I can drop the camera down a little bit. You ain't going to see that. I was going to show you the well cars that I have on the layout. It's this camera on my laptop doesn't do depth of field that well. So what? Oh, hey, Digger, how you doing? Good to see you in here.
I'm back.
Did you get what you wanted?
No, it was the wrong parcel guy. There's a FedEx guy trying to drop me off dog food, and I go, "It's not for me. It's for next door."
Yeah.
Well, don't you want it? And he goes, "It's not for me. It's for next door."
Really?
Yeah,
Oh well.
but the postman is due. He's due to come around.
Yeah.
G'day, Digger. G'day, Mystic. How are you, buddy? Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I
Where
got
was he?
everybody. Yeah.
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 So you're working on another level? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be putting up a staging area, and I was looking at my layout, and I says, from my second level to the third level on this one side of the layout, there's a big gap.
Yeah.
And I said, and everybody's layout I see has a staging area, and I says maybe I should do that. So I looked it over and I says, I can stick a level in between my second and third level, and I can put it into the helix because I got so many levels going up the helix. I'll tie it into that, and then I'm going to go down this one wall and then across to the back wall to about that area there. And that'll give me plenty of track to put any of my trains on. So I figure I'm going to get maybe 5 or 6 tracks in that staging yard. And I need maybe 18 inches because I measured it all out. I need 18 inches. I can get 6 tracks in 18 inches with 2 inches between each one. And then I'm going to make it 2 inches wider because I want to go around the window frame. And I need a little bit of gap there. So I'm going to make it like 20-inch wide boards. So if I get a 4x8, I can get 2 sheets out of it. And I probably need like 2 4x8s and make 4 sheets.
I'm still playing with the idea of putting 2 tracks in behind here. For my passenger trains, like you got the metro liners, which are EMUs, and I got 1, 2, 3 Australian DMU sets with another 4 coming. Now, I don't have to rotate the engines on them. And I've also got an Australian XPT ordered since they're doing a new run of that, and they got power in on each end.
Right.
Because I'm mainly going to be doing passenger train operation. There are going to be freight trains.
Right.
But the freight trains I'll be able to park up somewhere.
Right.
But with the passenger trains, they're going to a destination. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to squeeze, and this is after I get the wiring and the turnouts into place, see how I can fit it into here. Right, because I'm limited to space, and I don't want to go too far down because then it's going to kill the scene downstairs.
Right.
Right. So if it works, at least I can store 1 or 2 or hopefully 4 passenger sets down in here. That is the goal. I've already set it up in the schematics.
Right.
For the turnout. I've already planned how I'm going to do that from that. I've still got to work the actual track plan. I've got an idea.
Yeah, mine's all up here.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
I struggle to put it on a computer program.
Yeah.
But do it on pen and paper. Yeah, I can do it.
Hey Heath, how you doing?
G'day, buddy. How are you?
I tried AnyRail. I tried Atlas's program. They have a rail program that you can design, but they're limited, and they don't have all the pieces of track that you have, and like double crossover or a crossover. There's so many different pieces of track that you can get, and those programs don't have all of them in there. And I just abandoned using that. So I just keep it up here. That's all.
Yeah. G'day, Les. Mystic, to answer your question, yes, I am going to have a panel. Now, in one of my earlier videos, when it was back to basics and I was making like the switch panel I just showed you guys that I've done for David Crooked River, there is a bigger panel plastic that's already pre-made and painted, ready to go. All that is going to go, the schematics of the layout is going to go onto that with the switches and turnouts.
Right.
I'll actually have a look for it while you're talking to him. I'll see if I can find which one it was in.
Hey, Les, how you doing? Hey, Grandpa Rails, how are you? Glad you're in here.
Yeah, it was in one of my can't be playlists, because I have started the panel, but it's been put out the way because I know I'm not ready for it as yet. Geez, have I got that many playlists? Oh, bugger. Okay.
You need a track plan layout program that you can just draw your.
Well, I'll draw it down on a piece of paper. I'll draw it down on a piece of paper. Then what I do is, look, I do a lot of my track work with what's his name? Set Track.
Yeah.
And when I do my schematics and whatnot on the paper, I'll try it with my Set Track. And if it works on that, like I'll mark it outside on the ground. For example, I've got an 8x4 foot board.
Right.
I'll work it on that. I'll work it out, and if everything fits into that 4x8 section, I know it's going to work.
Right.
And that's where I'm making a modification. Thanks now to digital cameras, I can take a snapshot. That's the track plan.
Right.
That's what I try to. Then that's what I try to stick on. Okay, I know how to use programs, but I'll get lost in it. One can get lost in it. And I prefer the old pen and pencil method. At least I've got it in my hand. Okay, this schematic was done by the computer program that I have.
Right.
That's a track automation program, schematics. That made it easy, so I've got a copy of that. But otherwise, the last schematics that I've got on here is all hand drawn. Now, my computer that I did all this stuff with, it's dead. So I can't access it.
Right.
But I always have a paper copy as backup.
Well, you still have that computer, right?
Yeah. I just haven't had the time to, the ability to check it out yet, because I've got to really pull it apart and clean the dust out of it.
You can take the hard drive out and put it in another device and read that on another computer,
Yeah, that's a thought too. Yeah.
I have a device that I can do that with. It's just a USB device. It's maybe this big, and you plug in a drive into that, and then that shows up on your computer as another drive, and then
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait until the stitches in my right hand and that heals up at the moment.
yeah,
And
yeah, you can't do too much physical stuff, but I mean,
no,
no,
no.
it's something to think about later.
Oh yeah, I've already been thinking about it, but I have found a chap in town that can help me out if I get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to cost me about $100, but he's going to give me what I want. So I'll see him if I get stuck.
Ed from Happy Valley is here too. Hello.
G'day, buddy. How are you? Happy Valley. How are you? Nice to see you in here. But yeah, I mean, there's one lot of documentation for this layout, and they're all the bits with it.
Yeah. Well, I keep all my notes in a program called OneNote which is on
Yeah,
the
and
computer.
here's the other paper backup.
Yeah.
See, everything is in here. So if I end up sending, okay, apart from the brochures, basically, if I sell the layout, they can get all the documentation. So if something goes wrong, they'll be able to find a way how to fix it.
Yeah.
Or change it. And I learned that from one of the clubs I was a member of in Sydney Motorola Society. See, the founding members of that club documented all the wiring. But mind you, they were electrical and telephone technicians. So it was already bred in them, like you label everything you do, all your drawings. G'day, CV. How are you, bud? Good evening.
No, I do similar. Every BD20 is labeled.
Yeah.
Every AIUO1's labeled. Every mini panel's labeled. Every device that's under my layout, even the signals, all are labeled. The lights are labeled.
You've got to.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
you can't troubleshoot anything then. If I look at a signal, it's out. I know that signal number 192. I go to the light it for 192. Is it on? Is it working? Then boom.
Like here, I've done something with someone else. Yes, Dave, it's you. You see, even here, I've got all the wires labeled.
Right.
So it's going to be, if something goes wrong or he's got to put together, it'd be simple enough.
Right.
And
a little organization, that's all.
Yeah, I've had a bit of an issue with the bottom section there, particularly when Picture the New Rabbit has gone underneath there, and it's like this track's not working. I know what number is on this track and the wire, and I'll go underneath and I'll see this wire dangling going, how did you get this out?
Yeah.
Now the younger members, because some of the founding members that wired the layout up have passed away.
Uh-huh.
But thankfully that they you want me to come over and install it for you. Really? You can do that. You pay the airfare and I'll come over and install it for you. I don't know these people from Ohio. They try to be funny, don't they?
Yeah,
Thomas?
They sure do.
They're real comedians.
Yeah. And some of them aren't really funny, are they? Everybody thinks they're a comedian, right?
You are, yeah. Well, we'll just let them believe it that they are, but we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We love you, Dave. We love you. But it's good that they actually have. What's that? It's good that the younger ones had the documentation. Some of us knew about it, know about it, and it says we said to them, "Look, here's the documentation. Here's the wire. This is how it's done." Because in that club layout, they did have an old relay block system set up, and there was two levels. You had the layout down the bottom, and then you had like a dispatcher section that
Right.
sat up on top of one portion of the layout, and he had all the panels in front of him, and he can control the trains and signals and everything else from that panel. And the whole layout and the cable harness was like about this big
Right.
going up to it. Now with the new members come in, they've actually found the wiring work, and they didn't have to do as much modification as they initially started to talk about. 10,000. What's that? What was that Jim was saying? 10,000 what comedians?
Oh, wait a minute. That one.
Ice cream is bad for you. Oh, yeah, it can be.
Yeah, Jim's up here. I got it. Hold on.
10,000 comedians are out of work, and we're all trying to be funny. Well, are we laughing? If we're laughing, we're doing pretty good.
There it is.
Yeah. Mystic, yeah. Well, we all like ice cream. I've been having a craving for it too, but with the current heat at my place, by the time I go from, because I like to get the big tubs, by the time I go to the supermarket and come home, it's all melted. It's more like a warm milkshake by the time it comes home. And I tell you what, those ice cream containers come in handy.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing scenery, because you can mix up your plaster, mix up all your plaster and stuff in it, And at the moment, I've been getting a lot of these frozen microwave dinners, and they got nice little trays. I go, these are going to come in handy, and they have.
Right.
Mystic, yeah, man, she wears the pants when it comes to diet. Well, I don't have that problem. I just get a dirty look, and someone's got a habit now is jumping up next to my chair and making sure I'm not eating her salad. I mean, it's getting nasty at dinner times at my place. The rabbit is actually jumping up to make sure that I'm not eating her salad. That's bad, isn't it? When I can't eat salad at home.
Yeah.
It's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
I have salad after dinner. I don't have salad for dinner. I get all my meals from a place called Hello Fresh, and they send me all the ingredients, and then I cook it.
Now, see, Les has made a good comment about these ice cream containers. They're good for storage, and you put it in one of them, and then you can never find it.
There you
go. You've probably got about 10 dozen of them, and you end up going through every single one of them. But then you end up finding something that you were looking for 6-7 months ago, right, that you already doubled or tripled up on.
Yeah, but you have to label your bins.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you've got the labels in the right way.
Right.
Or you put the lid on the right container, and you don't throw something in it that doesn't belong in there, which a lot of us do tend to do from now and then. I've got boxes underneath here with train carriages and that, and it's like I lost track of which is which. And I want to get some more of my FO passenger cars out to take down to Richard's place so we can run the layout. And I saw, now which box is it in? Yeah.
I even I put stuff in boxes that I get from shipped stuff.
Yeah.
I fold the ends inside so that they don't stick up and all over the place. And then I put stuff in there, and then I use a marker and I write on the box, like, this is all NCE stuff. This is all blah, 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 or whatever. And
you see, we get a lot of these boxes as our parcels.
Yeah.
And they come in handy to carry and store your trains in, and like going in to visit someone running a layout, you wrap them up in bubble wrap or something, you put them in this.
Right.
But I got about 3 dozen of these boxes of various sizes with carriages in them.
Right.
They're going to stay there until I'll get a lot of the messy, dirty stuff done, because a lot of stuff, we all know what it's like. You have your trains up during construction and some of them get damaged.
Yeah, you don't want to have that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, very true, Les. That's what my place is like. Okay, I haven't got a shed. Landlord's still on. Hang on. Let me have a look. Let's see what's going on. The doctor wants me to make an appointment for tomorrow. Yeah, we meant to do the shed up, but the landlord's been busy. We meant to do a shed up at the back here, so I could free up the space at me back veranda.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it's like. You buy stuff and then you have it running for a while. But at the moment, I've got some stuff, but it's still the boxes are still taped up.
Well, I put all my boxes in my shed out in the backyard. So that's the luxury of having your own house. You can do things like that.
Yeah, my place here is not advisable to put it back in the back shed. One, there are we get some people that like to go exploring in your shed uninvitedly.
Oh, well, they're all empty boxes. So they want empty boxes, they can have them.
All right, okay. Well, yeah, well, empty boxes there in the front cupboard upstairs, up in the top shelf.
When I get cars, a rolling stock or an engine, I take it out of the box, close up the box, put it in the shed. I have a shelf.
Digger, I haven't had a chance yet, mate. I'll get onto it, and we won't discuss that here. All I want is just to free up some space. Like it's behind that wall there. It's all undercover.
Mm-hmm.
Until the rabbit to get out.
Right.
No, Les, I can't tell the rabbit to get out because the rabbit she's actually been on my side lately, and the rabbit is actually chasing off an uninvited, well, not an uninvited guest that gets in our way, basically.
Gets in the way, yeah.
I mean, she literally chases that person out. So, yeah, I'm not getting rid of that rabbit. Not in a hurry. No, she's been good. She's been good. And it's a very good security device.
Right.
Right? Dogs usually bark.
Right.
But she thumps. But she was thumping the other week really real crazy because the other neighbour's dog, they got a greyhound. Now, everybody that knows greyhounds rarely bark.
Right.
But the greyhound was actually barking, and she was thumping like nothing on earth. And
good night, Stormy.
Good night, Stormy. So I had no choice. I had to get out of bed and have a look what's going on. And yeah, we had some people walking up and down the street, and they didn't look very well, let's put this a polite way of putting it. They're the type of people you want to keep an eye on and follow where they go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do that, Liz. And the other thing is they also attack snakes. And they get quite wild. But, I mean, mine's been actually quite good. She's got a couple of... She finally got used to our big skink lizards, and they're about this big. And she finally got used to them. They're a great pet to have. They're just as intelligent as a cat and a dog.
Mm-hmm.
With a bit more humor in them.
Yeah. My uncle used to have them in the backyard in a cage, and he had cages made up for him and stuff like that.
Happy Valley. Yeah. Yeah. I've got one of those label makers here too, and I tell you what, they're brilliant. But this is only the label's only one size, so yeah, sorry. uh, man, they had. He makes good fertilizer here. Well, let's put it this way: the kids obviously went back to school, and Office Works, which is like Staples in the United States, had a big sale on, and these little printers were going for label makers are going for $25.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll have one of them because they're usually about $50. They were going for half price.
That's you always can find a bargain somewhere.
Yeah, and when I went to the store, um, he had the price of $50, and I go, "Is that no? That can't be right." And I took the catalog with me and go, "It says 25 in the catalog." Oh yeah, it's canned up to that. Neighborly, I had look. I got a sign on my side gate that says trespassers will be prostituted. Since I put that sign up, I haven't had anybody come into the backyard. Yeah. No, and it wasn't a spelling mistake. It was written like that on purpose. The Keely on the refills. Actually, the refills hasn't been too bad. Dave, I mean, the refills that I paid on these were about $5, $4-5, and I got 3-4 different types of refills for them. But then again, I was a bit of a smart aleck. I actually got in there and bought a whole heap and while they were Dave, it doesn't matter, male or female, they will be still prostituted. And Bernard, since we have got one of the toughest gun laws in the world, I can't shoot them, so they will be still prostituted. Yes, Boilermakers, Rick, I said prostituted, because we can't do anything else with them. And by the time the cops come up, it takes them about 3 hours for the police to turn up. Well, yeah, we can have fun in that 3 hours, can't we?
Yeah, a lot can happen in 3 hours.
Oh yeah. And the cops are aware of it. Not about the prostitution side of it, but I mean, the cops are now aware of it, and not so much the cops. The locals around here are aware of what's going on, and the word's gotten out, and the kids have somehow pulled their heads in. The cops have the police have been coming around here and really cleaning up the place and sorting out the troublemakers. No, well, Boilermaker correct. No, she's a nice woman. Okay, we have a bit of fun, and she has a bit of fun too, and she watches my streams as well. She knows we have fun with each other. I mean, she takes fun at me too. So, but we did have a bit of a problem going on here for a while. But once the word got out, and using the old-fashioned way, we said, enough's enough. It's first in, first serve. And if coppers don't get in within 5 minutes, you're going to get dealt with the old-fashioned justice, right, and regardless of age. And I tell you what, that works so well. The kids are a lot better behaved now. They're not going to people's backyards. No, they're not causing trouble. We're not getting as much damage around the place, which is good. So, yeah. Trespassers will be shot, survivors will be shot again. If only we could do that, Jim. If only we could do that.
Yeah.
We won't be having so much drama here.
We wouldn't have so much trouble in the world if we could do that.
Yeah.
All it has to do is happen once, and then I'll start making people think a little more.
Well, we did have an incident here just before Christmas. And there was a young teenager found down by the lake. He was beaten up black and blue, but he was one of the ones that created a lot of this trouble. Now, when the police came out and investigated and seen who it is, the police says they want to find out who did it. The police said, "Well, where do we start looking?"
Right.
The whole neighborhood's after you, so where do we start? G'day, Sparky. Sick of kangaroos on them. Yeah, well, we've got them too. Don't worry. They've been busy at it as well.
Good evening, Sparky. Thanks for stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for your credit card, mate. I'm still waiting for the postage to arrive. I spent $850 out of your credit card. You'll notice it in your next bill when you get it, in your next statement. The parcel box still hasn't arrived. I wish that guy would hurry up. I'm really getting impatient for it.
Well, when you have something on order, you're always looking forward to it arriving.
Oh, we've only been waiting for it for 18 months.
18?
18 months.
Oh my goodness. I get impatient waiting for a week.
The good thing, it's yeah. One good thing about our session, I don't know. I know a lot of us have played on this subject before, but one good thing about this, if you want an item, you can pretty much pay for in advance. You don't have to wait for that surprising big bill when they come in. Like I've got 4 of these engines paid for already over time, and I bought them in spats.
Mm-hmm.
Not all in the one hit, and I go, well, I can afford one this week. I'll get one this week. Put one order for one. I'll put an order for 2 next week, and so on. And just got to wait for them to arrive.
Well,
they did have issues with the artwork, and
if you pay in advance, that's good and bad. One, it's good because what if you wait in 18 months, the price could have jumped up at the other end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I ordered something from Scale Trains at a pre-order, and my price is locked in, but I don't have to pay until they receive it in stock. It's still on a boat somewhere coming in.
Yeah. I'll do it with it. Oh, sorry. I'll do it for this company because I know their reputation of taking the money and delivering stock in a decent amount of time is going to be good. Now, it was meant to be here last year, but of course, with what's been going on around the world,
right,
it's been delayed. Plus, there was a little tooling issue with it, or the artwork issue. They've sorted that out. They used the wrong shade of Indian red on them. So now they're coming. That said, it should have been here on the door. And the reason why I'm really antsy, this is my favourite Australian mainline diesel.
Right.
And it's got all the fancy modcons in them.
All the bells and whistles, huh?
Yeah, basically. I've got 4, but I think I might buy another 3 of them. Because there's 20 versions of them. I've got 4. Yeah, I've got to get at least another 4 of them. But I like spiders and snakes. So do I. I like them. I enjoy this. I found out. At the back we've got some red bellies in the backyard, back corner. I don't mind them because they keep the mice population down.
Right, they're predators. They go after the pests.
I do get concerned about the rabbit, but the one thing about the Reds, they don't go snooping around as much as the Browns. And while you got the red bellies here, because they're black, we're not going to get anything else. And I won't expect it to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Spiders, I know we got the deadliest spiders in the world, but we got these little black ones and whatnot. They're brilliant. And surprising enough, you can train them. I've got them around some of my windows where I don't have the fly screen. I let them build the web up on there, just keep the web in the one spot. They get the message. They stay there, and then they catch all the flies. They catch all the mosquitoes. I don't have any problems with bugs in the house.
Yeah.
And they're small.
Yeah. People don't realize that some of those pests are really helpful in other areas.
Yeah. I haven't got any poisonous ones in here because I don't give them the environment to live in, because the deadly ones, they usually hide. These ones here that I've got around the windows and not, they usually expose themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What else we got going on here? Well, yeah, see, the production right around the world with a lot of things is behind. We do have a manufacturer here in Australia that is actually moving his plant or his factory from China to Australia. He's starting to move all his stuff out, and he says the difference in price varies from about $2 to $5 a model with the current climate, because things over in China is also going up. So it's good that it's coming out, and I think there'll be a few other companies that'll be following his suit too. What's wrong with Dwight's house? What's wrong with him? I have a snake in my house somewhere.
Dwight said that.
Or is it dead? Oh, in your house? No, I won't have a snake in my house. Or was that your pet snake that you forgot to feed? Poor bloody thing. Dwight, you got to feed him at least once a week or once a fortnight. Won't respond to him either. Yeah, well, that's true. But yeah. Now that I've got this out of the way, I've got to get stuck into it. I'm still waiting for one part on that, which should be in this parcel coming as well. I can finish this off, and so it doesn't use up my space any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't get lost. Yeah. So hopefully I can be able to get some of this done.
Yeah, I just do a little bit of each day. No big rush.
Well, I am sort of rushing at the moment because I know once I get to a state where I can go back to work, I'm going to have to go back to work, and I'm not
right. And then you're not going to have much more. You won't have as much time as you have now, right?
Because the way things are looking, and I've got this gut feeling that I won't be getting my old job back, and that I might have to go back on to do line haul interstate work, and that's going to take me a lot of time away from home, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
I'm lucky. I get to work from at home, and when I take a break, I can come in here and do something. I get home a lot earlier because I'm already home, so I don't have to worry about that. Because it's I have almost a 2-hour drive each way, so to get to work. So it's
well, I did apply for, I think it was to both BHP Billiton and Newman Mining to be a train engineer, or we call them train drivers here, driving trains up in Port Hedland.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would have been able to do from home because they're going driverless trains. Newman Mining's already doing it.
Right.
They don't have engineers on their trains.
Mm-hmm.
It's all done remotely, so I could have done that from home.
Right.
But then they seen my videos how I operate the trains on here, and they said, "No, you're not suitable for the position." Bummer.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm hoping to get back to it, but I don't know. My hands are still going to be a bit of a mess issue. This shoulder's starting to act up again. So whatever work I do with driving, it's going to be limited to what it used to be. And I've got to be very selective this time around. There's
Yeah.
plenty of work out there, but I've got to be very careful.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go back on the line haul work because I may not be home for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time.
Right.
And that's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sometimes good paying jobs aren't really worth it.
no. Well, the pay will be, the pay that I'll get doing that work is going to be huge.
Right. But then you're gone for how long? You don't know. Right. So there's
well,
you have your ups and downs with no matter whatever way you go. So
well, the longest
whatever
stint,
works for you is the best.
yeah, the longest stint I had away from home is about 5 months.
Yeah.
That's a long time for being away from home. And that explains why I'm still single too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Bernard up to now? Thomas going home. Don't worry, you can get lost even just getting within your house because you forget forget what you were going to do.
Yeah, I have a hard time going from my office to the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was something you want to do on the way to the kitchen or from the kitchen back to the office.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, even going to work, driving, I don't, it's easy. The roads here in New Jersey are pretty straightforward. It's not like it's just overly crowded. That's all.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but it's getting crazy. I mean, even here, it's like, I don't know what's going on with people's minds and that. It's just going berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the last 4 or 5 weeks, it doesn't matter where I am, how many near misses and head-ons
Yeah.
almost had. It's just crazy.
It's too
And
many.
of course, our roads are not as populated as over there, but it's getting stupid.
It's too many distractions inside a vehicle. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, well, they're changing the laws again on these things here in Australia too.
Mm-hmm.
Nationally, not just state, but nationally.
Well, the new cars have these big screens built into the console and everything, and you could watch almost TV inside a vehicle now.
I tell you what, you get caught touching this. You can't even listen. You can't watch. You know how we got these videos that I know most of you people in the United States will be watching into them. Don't get busted doing that here because I tell you what, they'll throw the book at you.
Yeah.
And the worst thing
in New Jersey, you're not allowed to do this, but you can have a Bluetooth device and have this mounted on a console and talk to somebody that way. But you can't put it up against your ear. But I see people driving around like this all day long. They're driving, and then they're bobbing their head back and forth, and they're not paying attention. And it's
but you see, I'm not going to be racist here, so please, people, don't take this as a racist comment. Say, for example, okay, it's not a burqa. The Muslim women have been doing this. You know how they got their hair dressed? I know this is a Santa's one.
Yeah.
And what they do is this is what they were trying to do about hands-free.
Yep.
That's their hands-free.
Yeah.
But the way they have made the law here is no part of your body is allowed to touch the phone while it's on.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to touch the phone beside you, and we got cameras everywhere now.
Well, before they had cell phones, I would be driving down a highway. A guy in the left lane, newspaper on the steering wheel, smoking cigarette, drinking a cup of coffee, all at the same time.
We have them here, and we've got them on photo because they got these cameras on the highways, and they'll take a photo of you, and bang, you get a fine.
Yeah.
There was even a raunchy photo of someone's mistress doing something to him. He got a ticket in the mail for indecent act and driving, having a distraction while driving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's put it this way: her head was on his lap. Leave the rest of your imagination. They got snapped by one of these cameras.
Yeah.
He got a $2,000 fine for it.
Yeah. Well, this was back before they used to do anything about that. And then the next day, a woman going down in the left lane, putting makeup on, cigarette, coffee. I don't know how they were driving, you know.
We were seeing that all the time. Like as a truck driver, you'd see so much. And
Oh
this is
yeah, because
way before the
you can
dash
look
cams.
down in and see. You know?
And you're like, what on earth are they thinking about?
Right. Exactly.
You know, it's like it's bad enough to drive a heavy vehicle, but then you got to be careful on that. Seeing people working on laptops, I've seen that too, Dave.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, the way with the laptop, you have a laptop open while you're driving, you lose your license for 3 months. That's the new rules here now. You lose your license.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. You know, people. That's why I say there's too many distractions, and that's why there's more accidents. That's why people don't pay attention. They don't know what they're doing. My phone goes in do not disturb as soon as the car key hits the ignition. No ring tone, no text tone, nothing. It's dead in the water.
Mystic, are you going to be here at the Sydney Mardi Gras next week? Are you going to be up there parading? We got the Mardi Gras happening up here.
Oh yeah,
in Sydney. I'm not going nowhere near it, but yeah, no, it's just getting crazy. But even at work, I'm not allowed to touch it. On the rail corridor, if you're on a machine, you cannot touch this.
right. Yeah, because it's a distraction.
Yeah.
You can hurt yourself or somebody else, and that's what people don't realize.
Yes, that was in the Mardi Gras. So how would you know that, Mystic? Sorry, buddy. You know I'm taking a Mickey out of you. But I know how distracting even the computer is here while I'm trying to do some work. Something comes up and it's like, oh, okay. And I forget about my work. That's why nothing is progress.
It's just the way it is. Well, people, I think I'm going to call it a night. And
okay, mate. Thanks for having us. I know.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up on the screen here. Here's the live stream schedule for the rest of the week. Hope you all can see that. I even have the names of the persons that handle the show. Oh, it's not showing up. Let me see. They come up here.
So who's on next week? Me.
Okay. I'm not sure who's doing next week for Cab Crew, but tomorrow we have Morning Brew with Dave. Then you got Jim Tedesco in the evening at 6 p.m. Then you got Vinny on Friday. Train Talk with Frank, if he's ever around anymore. I don't know. Then you got Artie on Saturday, 8 p.m. Then you got Sidetrack Sunday. I don't know who's on this week. I'm not sure. I forget. Then you got
Ray's on, I think, this week.
Oh, Ray. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got Off Track Monday with Mike and James. Tom's Trains and Things on Monday at 8 p.m. On Track Tuesday with Tony, Robert, and Dave. You got Trains and Tech with Heath. And then we're back to Cab Crew Wednesday. Yeah, and I believe it might be Daryl. I don't know if Plumber is up to it because he's been pretty doing not so well.
He hasn't been too well. So everybody, thoughts and prayers towards the plumber.
Yeah.
If you're watching the background, buddy, we are watching out for you.
Mhm.
We are thinking of you. You are missed. Hang in there. We'll be waiting for you. Your job will still be here when you come back, when you
Yep.
pull through it. So just take it easy, buddy. We are thinking of you.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. I want to.
Right. Good night, everybody.
Yep. I appreciate everybody stopping in, and we'll all see you again soon. And everybody have a good night. And I appreciate y'all being here. So everybody take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, bye.